Michael never had to leave. Michael's never been the underdog in any finals.
91 underdog, 93 underdog, 98 underdog. So that's 3 out of the 6, just off the top of my head. All right, welcome back to the show, everybody. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So, I wanted to check out this video here from Uncut. And it looks like Rich Paul is everywhere these days since he started this podcast. I got to admit, I have not watched any of the podcasts outside of what I've seen from other YouTubers, covering little clips. But it sounds like he sure is saying a lot of controversial, I don't want to say controversial stuff. He's saying a lot of clickbaity, stuff that is just like propaganda, like LeBron propaganda. And I bet this is no different. This one is titled, Michael Jordan Has Broken Clutch Sports. So I'm down for this, guys. Like I always do, I'm linking the original video from Uncut down below in the description. Highly recommended channel. I'm sure you guys have heard of Uncut Hoops at this point. But anyways, link is down below. Shout out to channel members. You also see a list of them down below in the description. I appreciate you guys. This is going to be the last day of no After Dark, but I will be back tomorrow with an After Dark. I'll be back tomorrow with 2 videos, unless like my laptop burns to the ground or spontaneously combusts. I think with this video, I think I got everything back to normal, but I gotta do it, edit it, and see it, because even the last one from yesterday wasn't quite up to par. But anyways, that's behind the scenes stuff. I'm just proud I haven't missed a day. That's all. That was my whole game. I didn't want to miss a single day. So anyways, guys, let's get into this. Like the vid if you could, hit that hype button if you could. I really appreciate it. And let's see what Rich Paul said now.
We know who the best player ever is. His name is LeBron James.
You're incorrect.
Great.
Michael never had to leave. Michael's never been the underdog in any finals.
Oh, so that's what he said. 91 underdog, 93 underdog, 98 underdog. So that's 3 out of the 6, just off the top of my head. There might be other ones. I'm not sure about 97. I don't think he was. And definitely not 96. But 3 out of the 6 finals, yes, he was the underdog. And what about the 7 years or so that took him to get to the finals? He was the underdog all 7 of those years. So what the hell are you talking about?
LeBron's antlers is in platinum and Michael's may be in gold.
What?
People didn't buy MJs because they wanted to be just like Michael Jordan.
Yes, we did. We literally wanted to. There were slogans about it. We drank Gatorade because we wanted to be like Jordan. I ate Wheaties. We grew up on Wheaties, me and my brother. Wheaties taste like shit. We ate nothing but Wheaties in my house growing up because of Michael Jordan. Okay? I wore Hanes underwear. I got the Rayovac Renewal batteries, the first rechargeable batteries back in the day, because of Michael Jordan. And hell yeah, we if we could afford them, we'd wear Jordan apparel because of Michael Jordan. This is the stupidest thing. I can't believe he'd say something so dumb. We didn't do it because it was the brand. We did it because him.
You're like, shut up.
When it comes to LeBron James Media Mafia, we know guys like Nick Wright, Colin Cowherd, Kendrick Perkins are on TV constantly pushing pro-LeBron propaganda. Those guys in their own right are LeBron James shills. But looking at the biggest shill, biggest cheerleader, that of course is Rich Paul, who runs Clutch Sports and is LeBron's longtime friend.
Well, he's also his agent, so yeah, I mean, with Clutch Sports. So he gets a piece of the pie. The better he makes LeBron look and the more money LeBron gets paid, the richer he gets. So is this a credible source? Absolutely not. Like, absolutely not credible. Like, anybody with a second to think about what this operation is will know. This guy's compromised. And he should be. He should absolutely be compromised because he has every incentive to be so. LeBron is his representative.
Michael Jordan had 2 really, really, really great partners. One in Nike and the other one in Gatorade.
Okay.
Now, from a marketing perspective, they told two of the greatest stories. Nike, Air. From a Gatorade perspective, it was the fuel to win. And it was Gatorade.
It was also Be Like Mike
that created the lullaby, Like Mike, if I could be like Mike. Not only is it the product of hydration, the product of footwear, etc., it's also the media spin that they to really push these campaigns.
He's delusional.
So the media. I lived to see all this. Okay, so I was alive for all this, and I was very active in this. No, the promotion Jordan did for this was what he did on the basketball court. He was godlike on the basketball court. So anything that he was advertising, any product he was affiliated with, we took it serious.
Stopping that right there very quick.
It had nothing to do with some media propaganda back then. Like he didn't get that kind of that. He didn't need that kind of help.
For a lot of LeBron James fans, when they attack Jordan, here's what they don't attack: Michael Jordan, the player, and what he accomplished on the basketball court.
Hell yeah.
As looking at Jordan's legacy, yes, he has flaws, bad moments, games he's lost, game winners he's missed. But compared to LeBron James, Michael Jordan's success rate is 10 times higher.
And I'm sorry, even a statement like that, Uncut, is so like, it feels so weird that we have to say things like this now. We shouldn't have to. Like, yes, listen to it back.
He has flaws, bad moments, games he's lost, game winners he's missed.
So in other words, because he's not perfect, like, has there ever been a perfect human doing any task perfectly 100% of the time, all day, every day, for their entire life? It's so weird we have to preface things like this. Oh, I know Michael Jordan's not perfect, but he's pretty damn good. You know, and I'm not making fun of you, Uncut. I've found myself doing this myself. Prefacing things like this when it comes to Jordan, or like before I throw a left hook at LeBron, I might say something complimentary, and I'm finding myself doing this, and I'm trying to catch myself on this because we shouldn't need to say this kind of crap.
But compared to LeBron James, Michael Jordan's success rate is 10 times higher. So that being the case, what do they have to do? Go to off the court stuff and paint more narratives that have nothing to do with basketball. And one of those narratives is saying Jordan, he's a media creation who is propped up to make money.
Those shoes.
Fuel to win like Mike. I believe I can fly. Those things are not being manufactured by their partners in and a narrative and now mapping it onto Jordan. They're coming organically from what's real.
Thank you. That's it.
Now look, when it comes
to Jordan didn't go into those dunk contests and show us show us him flying from the free throw line multiple times and all the other amazing dunks he did, then the whole Air Jordan thing wouldn't have that much traction. You have to do the work in order to earn the labels. If not, if not, like, Zion's a hell of a dunker, right? So why don't we just have a bunch of really popping off slogans for him, flying like Zion, whatever. We don't, because he's not doing the work on the court. Jordan did.
Rich Paul's overall theory that Nike, Gatorade, influencers, they somehow made Michael Jordan. It's the exact inverse of what actually happened.
Yep. Thank you. Wow. I'm going to let you take this one because I'm talking way too much in this so far, but 100%. Michael Jordan made those companies. Who the hell cared about Gatorade before this? No basketball player cared about Nike before Michael Jordan. I swore I was going to let you take it. Do it.
As looking at Jordan's career, what he did was make those brands due to his play and his personality, not the other way around. Look at the mid-1980s during Michael Jordan's rookie season. At that point in the basketball universe, the most popular shoe brands were Converse and Adidas.
Yep.
Nike wasn't really on the radar as a legit shoe brand and a basketball shoe.
I know a lot more than I used to about Nike. So Nike used to be a track brand. In other words, track and field. They're runner shoes. Nothing to do with basketball. But Jordan was one of the first guys that they ever signed. And they took a big risk with Jordan, but it paid off 1,000 times. Obviously, they're one of the biggest companies out there now. But yeah, they were just known as a track shoe. And that's it. You'd see him in the Olympics once in a while for track and field, but not much.
Now, when that changed was Michael Jordan during his rookie season. As looking at Nike's profits, in the first 2 months of Jordan as their guy, they exceeded $70 million.
And Converse was the dominant brand. Converse had Dr. J, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Bernard King, Isaiah Thomas, the official shoe of the Olympics, and Adidas had everybody else that mattered.
Now, of course, we can't show what kind of shoe this is.
That's okay. The color stands for.
But is this the shoe that the NBA wouldn't let you wear? Yeah. Now, why wouldn't they let you wear it? Just because it's ugly, I guess, for starters.
That one didn't age quite so well.
Oh man, it's still funny though. I reacted to that whole thing. They were busting each other's chops.
For Michael Jordan 1985, as a rookie player in basketball, what this guy was a phenomenon unlike any player the game's ever seen.
Look at him jump.
As looking at his play style, 28 points per game, an elite scorer from day one. Defensively, also brought it, and athletically was basically Dr. J with a new era twist. When you combine all that into one Michael Jordan, from day one was being successful no matter what. He could have gone to Converse, Nike, Adidas, and he would have been Jordan no matter what happened.
100%.
As it comes back to his Jordan, his play style was transcended, and compared to the stars of that day, completely different.
Michael Jordan in 1985 talking about facing Julius Erving for the first time. It was Dr. J who set the stage for these shoes to do the walking. Comparisons to Erving followed, and rightfully so.
You watch guys dunking and everything, but he had a different kind of bounce. You know, jumping and dunking, and I was like, okay, all right, that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice.
And I haven't really seen anything quite like Jordan since when it comes to this, because he's graceful in the air, and then he throws it down like he's got 20 years worth of anger. He's just letting loose on the rim. But in flight, it's the most like ballerina graceful thing ever.
And then the game started. And this dude was so fast and so quick. He was like, oh.
He was special.
Yeah, he really was.
For Michael Jordan at that point in time, what separated from everyone was aerial attack, poster dunks, and his hang time. To make a comparison, he's like Steph Curry in 2016.
Yeah.
Yes, guys in the 1980s, they could dunk, had amazing highlights. But Jordan's highlights, they were simply different for whatever reason. And fast forward 40 years, they're still awe-inspiring.
Well, I want to see that pass again.
Different for whatever reason.
Sorry.
And
dude, no way. That's going right through. What a pass.
40 years, they're still awe-inspiring. For Steph Curry in 2016, yes, guys in the NBA shot threes, they shot deep threes. But when Steph shot those threes, for some odd reason, it was just different. And here's one more similarity. Under Armour in the early 2010s, they were relevant, they were around, but primarily, they were a football brand. What Steph Curry did for them was make a basketball brand and make them relevant to the NBA.
Yep.
If Rich Paul told Steph Curry's story, here's how he'd spin it like he spun Jordan's career. He'd say Steph Curry was a great player, but due to Under Armour, was propped up as better than he actually was. As for Under Armour, he was their guy and their cash cow. That right there is completely idiotic and downright insane.
Agreed. He would also, since we heard it earlier, he would also say, oh, Steph Curry never had to leave. You guess what? LeBron didn't have to leave either. He didn't. He chose to leave.
Paul, that's how he spends it for Michael Jordan with Nike in the 1980s.
When you think about the first influencers were guys like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. What shoes did he wear?
There just wasn't any social media.
And then when you talk about what they call product seeding or product placement, what they did extremely well was every guy who was somebody on a show, they placed the product. So where'd you see it?
TV.
Oh, I saw in this episode of The Fresh Prince or this episode of Martin.
So stopping that right there, Ray.
It's funny because all I can think about when he says that is this summer when LeBron was over in China and he threw up about 20 bricks. Like, if he would have made some shots, like maybe he'd sell more shoes out there in China. But like the product was so bad on the court, what he was demonstrating, that like that's bad advertisement in my mind, as opposed to Jordan going out there and just like flying all over the place and doing crazy things on a basketball court. Like that'll sell some shoes. But going to China and just like throwing up bricks and left-handed half-court shots, like what was that? Like, that's not a way to sell your product.
Quickly, when it comes to Michael Jordan, the icon in the 1990s, where this guy was built was in the 80s, pre-Will Smith, pre-Martin Lawrence, pre all those sitcoms. Michael Jordan by 1990 already had 5 signature shoes, and he was the guy of the NBA. He didn't need influencers' TV shows to push Jordan, make him bigger than he actually was. As looking at Jordan's game, it did that by itself. And here's one point I do want to hammer home. If you wanted to manufacture a superstar, you could get all the money, all the people, all the brands involved to push one guy. But at the end of the day, what it comes back to is the player living up to the hype.
Oh, you know how I can prove that you're right? Because Jordan didn't get nearly the amount of propaganda that LeBron has had and still does have to this day. I don't want to look up the numbers. I don't care to look up the numbers. I can bet the whole farm. Michael Jordan has sold a buttload more apparel and more shoes than LeBron ever possibly will. So it doesn't matter to just like you said, to prove Rich Paul incorrect. It don't matter what people are telling you to believe. We believe with our eyes, you know. The eye test did it for us when it came to Jordan. And with LeBron, no matter how much they tell us he's great, our eyes are going, yeah, nah, I don't really want those shoes. You know, like, nah, I don't want to be like him. I don't want to play like him.
For Michael Jordan, he did that and more. And looking at those 90s sitcoms, here's one thing Rich Paul gets completely wrong. When Fresh Prince debuted was September 1990. Jordan at that point was kind of an NBA veteran.
He was about to be a champion.
When Martin debuted was August 1992. Michael Jordan at that point, he was a guy and a global superstar prior to those sitcoms. Yes, were Martin the Fresh Prince cultural icons? Undoubtedly they were. But looking at the order of things, how they happened, it wasn't Martin Fresh Prince and then Jordan blew up. He was on the scene.
Exactly, yeah. And Jordan was the number 1 selling basketball shoe within the first year, if I'm not mistaken. Once again, prove me wrong if you look it up. Let me know in the comments. But I'm pretty damn confident with that statement. If not, by the second year and third year, he already was. AKA way before these shows ever came out that Rich Paul is listing. He already had the biggest product out there. So then what like, I don't know. The guy's a snake, dude. Rich Paul and what's his name? Stupid Weasel Wright, like Nick Wrong. Like, these guys are absolute like snakes and weasels. You can't believe a single thing that comes out of their mouth, because everything that comes out of their mouth has a certain agenda they're trying to meet with their words. It's not honest conversation. I can't believe Max Kellerman is doing a podcast with this guy, to tell you the truth.
Why guys like Martin and Will Smith will rank Jordan wearing Bulls gear? Because Jordan at that point was already established. For Rich Paul, he either doesn't understand that or wants to twist the truth to benefit his own narrative.
Hey, yeah. Oh, hey, baby. Guess who I am, Gina?
I mean, aren't you a Knicks guy? I was watching all of this.
Yeah, I was. But in the 90s, everybody was Bulls.
Yeah.
They were such an exciting team. They had such charisma.
See him do one of those 360 dunks.
What's that?
Oh, it's like this here. You go.
What?
I freaking love Seinfeld. Guys, did you watch all these shows too? I loved Seinfeld. Did you watch Fresh Prince and Martin? I was a huge fan of Martin, man. Oh man, what was that one dude? The dude from the third floor. My name is, oh man. Maybe I'll remember it later. There's some character that, like, that's all he ever says. I'm blah 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 from the third floor. Anyways, great shows, man.
He looked when he went was different because he could shoot the ball on the way down, so his hang time looked.
But it's also a proportionate from a body perspective. Shoulder width, arm length, arm, chest depth, all those things.
It looked right.
For someone like Rich Paul, his big time problem is buddy LeBron James is in the shadow of Michael Jordan, always being compared to him. In one respect, it's kind of a blessing, as LeBron James gets elevated and overrated, put in Jordan's tier. But in the same vein, Michael Jordan always outshines LeBron James on the floor and off. And I think one of the big time differences comparing Jordan versus LeBron James. First off, Michael Jordan, what he's synonymous with is Nike, the Jordan brand, Chicago, and winning. For LeBron James, what is he actually synonymous with that is positive? Is he a Miami Heat guy? Not really. Is he a Laker? No. Is he a Cav? I think he is. But looking at his career, where was he least successful? In Cleveland, where he spent a ton of time in his hometown team. For Michael Jordan, why he's so unique is in Chicago, he did it in one spot and built a dynasty.
I'll add one to it, Uncut. He's also, and he admitted this himself when he came back. NBC is also what we know him for. You know, a lot of his greatest moments were on NBC, and that's why still all these years later, he's doing them a favor by joining on, even though he's not doing much. He didn't have to do a damn thing. But he's doing this as like a loyalty thing because he is that loyal type of person. He's still loyal to Nike, still loyal to Gatorade, still loyal to NBC, still talks to Phil Jackson. He would talk to Scottie Pippen if it wasn't for all the crap that happened. But I've seen an interview, and Phil Jackson and him still talk all the time. They're still very, very chummy with each other. And in fact, they're both really sad about what happened with Pippen, how that all went down. But yeah, the dude is very, very loyal. Look how he got Doug Collins' job to coach him in Washington after he hadn't coached him. I mean, he got fired from the Bulls, and then his replacement, Phil Jackson, came in and won 6 rings there. But he still didn't forget his loyalty towards Doug, and he called him up, gave him a job, said, hey, you want to coach me one more time? He's a very loyal dude.
Michael Jordan, the Bulls, they're one and the same. Michael Jordan winning go together like peanut butter and jelly.
I didn't even realize we're at the very end of that last rant. I didn't realize we're like 3 seconds away from the end of the video. But great video, as always, Uncut. Guys, go check out his channel. The guy's putting out like daily content. It's great stuff. It really is. I don't disagree with anything he says. Just when it comes to Rich Paul, you guys, like for those of you who don't know, he's just a guy who's gonna just like blow smoke up your ass constantly, and he's not a trustworthy source. So the fact that he's got a podcast now, it's kind of gross, but is what it is. Everyone has a podcast these days, I guess. But anyways, you guys, there's one method, there's the Jordan method, and he built it and he earned it and he crafted it into his own. And then we've all followed, and we're still buying his shoes and his products. What, 22 years after his final retirement? 22, 23 years since his final retirement? That's crazy. And he's outselling LeBron. Like, he was outselling LeBron at his peak. Still outselling LeBron. Like, it's yeah. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's so obvious who the real king is. And the real king is the guy who never called himself a king. We all just know he is. Anyways, guys, with that, I am out of here. Like the vid on the way out if you could. Hit that subscribe button if you want more content like this. I'll see you all in the comments. And most importantly, it's to be water, my friends. Fingers crossed this one comes out good. If it does, I'm back to 2 tomorrow. Peace out.